On this edition of Good Day DePaul, water, how safe is it to drink in Chicago? And air conditioning, it was missing at some DePaul residential buildings. I'm Hannah Lopez, and this is Good Day DePaul. Here in Chicago, most people assume their drinking water is safe, but one DePaul student found that this isn't always the case. Good Day DePaul's Nathan Wiegraff has our report.
David Patel, a graduate biology student at DePaul University, has lived in his apartment for 3 years and never noticed any signs of water contamination. However, upon testing his tap water for a science project, he discovered traces of lead above the maximum allowable concentration.
I was completely shocked. I'd been drinking this water for 3 years and I had no idea.
Lead is known to cause brain damage and nervous system damage in young children, and in adults it's associated with high blood pressure, kidney damage, and cardiovascular issues. Dr. Aaron Arthur studies the effects of lead exposure in specific populations and has analyzed years of data on the danger it poses.
Most lead poisoning around the United States goes unrecognized as subclinical. It has effects on behavior, neurologic function, school function.
Roughly 400,000 households in Chicago still get their tap water through lead service lines, the most out of any city in the U.S. Researchers also found that black and brown neighborhoods had higher rates of lead exposure and lower rates of testing. While the lead and copper rule issued by the EPA in 1991 requires city water systems with over 15 parts per billion of lead to implement corrosion control to avoid water contamination, this regulation is notoriously underenforced. The Chicago Department of Health issued a statement in response to the study saying that they are meeting or exceeding all standards set by the EPA and leading efforts to combat lead exposure to children. Nevertheless, David Patel says he's not convinced.
It shouldn't be the responsibility of homeowners to get their water tested or their kids' blood tested. The water coming out of the sink should be safe.
The EPA proposed a rule last year which would mandate that city water systems replace all existing lead pipes within 10 years. However, Chicago was exempt because there are too many lead pipes to replace within such a short time frame. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Nathan Wiegraff.
We're finally starting to get some warmer days in Chicago, but for some DePaul students, that good weather is coming with a problem: no air conditioning. Good Day DePaul's Tori Trevino explains.
While many students in Chicago are enjoying the warm weather, others are struggling to adapt. Certain residence halls that normally provide air conditioning are leaving students in the heat.
With Chicago's temperature changing, weirdly, it'll get so hot one day and we'll all be sweating and complaining.
It turns out that the sanctuary townhomes have yet to turn on their air conditioning.
The AC is not giving us any cold air, so it's really warm right now.
After reaching out about the temperature, certain residents were informed that university housing is actually unable to turn the AC on at this time. An email from the Housing Facilities Coordinator reads, "For the townhomes, it is a one-way switch to go from heating to AC and vice versa. Until the weather forecast calls for consistently warmer daytime temperatures with nighttime lows no colder than the 60s in the 7 to 10 day forecast, we cannot switch to air conditioning." Furthermore, the City of Chicago heat ordinance requires a minimum indoor temperature of 68 degrees during the daytime hours and 66 degrees during the overnight hours from September 15th through June 1st each year. We are required by law to follow this, so if we switch to AC too early, then we will be unable to provide heat. And if we cannot provide heat and the indoor temperatures fall below 66 degrees at night, then we will be in violation of this ordinance. Arte claims that this has only become a problem during the spring quarter.
It was fine in the summer, or in the beginning of the school year in the fall. Through the winter, the heat was cool, but now this spring, it got super warm, so now we're just battling the heat.
Students in the townhomes are getting more uncomfortable as temperatures rise. University housing provides these tips for them to stay cool. If your unit has individual HVAC controls, turn off the blower fan. Take a cool shower before bed. Use a lightweight top sheet rather than blankets or comforter. Use a fan to circulate air in the room or even blow air directly on you. Keep blinds closed to block sunlight during the hot daytime hours. And place a fan in the window to pull in cooler nighttime air. Keep window closed during daytime if outside temperature is warmer than the inside temperature. Certain dorm halls are already provided with air conditioning. In the meantime, townhouse residents are continuing to search for alternatives to staying cool. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Tori Trevino.
DePaul's Coleman Entrepreneurship Center is known for many things, and one of them is the enterprising students it turns out. Now, one student is standing out even before she graduates. Good Day DePaul's Lena Gabhart has her story.
For one DePaul student, life has been all about learning to combine her passion with her purpose through the Coleman Entrepreneurship Center. Since May 6, Gretchen Schuler, a junior, has been serving up cups of coffee to tired college students at DePaul.
Flavors that I assumed would be popular, like hazelnut, mocha, and I mean even just like vanilla. It's not that ordered as like just a plain vanilla latte because we highlight those signature drinks. People are really intrigued in trying these whimsical flavors with like a traditional coffee base.
For Schuler, it's all about filling up other people's cups and getting down to business. At 21 years old, she's built her mobile coffee cart company, Rebrewed, from the ground up. It currently serves people in the Coleman Center on the Loop campus, but she has plans to expand into a brick-and-mortar location. Schuler, a barista since she was 15, is now the sole founder, CEO, and operator of her company. Rebrewed is the first student startup inside the Coleman Center.
I tell you what, I wish we had more students like Gretchen. She's participated in every class and program that we run here at the center.
Schuler's responsibilities extend well beyond those of your traditional barista. On top of being a student, as a small business owner, she is now responsible for finding all of her own partnerships, product sourcing, tasting, marketing, branding, and accounting. While her work is enough to fill up anyone's cup, Schuler has found joy in her journey.
The thing that I love most is being able to choose what we focus on and where our money is going, who we're sourcing from, who we're partners with, and really making a difference with every cup of coffee that we brew. Every cup is made with a purpose.
Through the Coleman Center, Schuler was able to pitch her idea for the company in the Purpose Pitch competition and in several other competitions where she was awarded funding to help buy her LLC and support her startup costs. Bruce Leach, professor and executive director at Coleman, shares what he finds special about Rebrewed.
It's her coffee. I mean, I've now quit going to Starbucks 2 days a week because Gretchen's here.
Schuler says she's committed to being fair trade, which means helping producers in developing countries achieve sustainable and equitable trade relationships. She also has a passion for mentoring, with a long-term professional goal of employing and empowering foster youth once Rebrewed expands.
There's a lot of coffee companies, there's a lot of coffee carts, and there's a few in Chicago, but none of them are like specifically doing all of those aspects in one.
Beyond Schuler's coffee crafting skills, Leach shared more about what he finds special about Rebrewed.
Here, also the cause that she represents, the way she's going to business, the way she's including so many great things, from compostable cups to the people she's planning to include in her community. It's just a breath of fresh air from your traditional coffee shop.
You can hear more about Rebrewed by visiting Schuler's shop Monday and Wednesdays from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. inside the Coleman Center, and just in time for final season. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Lena Gebhardt.
Next on Good Day DePaul Sports, DePaul has a big presence in the NCAA Track and Field Championship, and a former DePaul basketball player makes a big contribution in the MDA playoffs. Stay with us.
Today, the heroes that fight day in and day out on the front lines. Those who are there, innovating in real time, saving lives and answering the call to care in times of crisis. American nurses. Nurses who have been there for each and every one of us in times of crisis for more than 150 years. Nurses are the pillar of strength and the foundation of healthcare and life itself. Nurses are there the day we are born. They are there when your family is in crisis, and they are there in the end. In confronting the most catastrophic health crisis in modern history, we must remember our American nurse heroes need our support as much as we need them. To show our gratitude for their courage and ensure they receive the critical education and support services they need, donate to the Coronavirus Response Fund for Nurses today, in honor of your American nurse hero.
Max Raymond is here now with Good Day DePaul Sports. Max?
Hannah, for the second year in a row, DePaul's Noelle Malkamaki has won a gold medal in the shot put at the Para Athletics World Championships. Malkamaki won with a throw of 13.12 meters. Meanwhile, 8 other members of DePaul's men's and women's track and field teams qualified for the NCAA Championships preliminary rounds. Olivia Borowiak, Jaya Hoff, Cash Allen, Billy Martin, Charlotte Anderson, and Jetta Mays qualified from the women's team, while Darius Brown and Alex Bernstein are competing for the men's team. In softball, DePaul's Brooke Johnson was named to the Great Lakes first team by the Fast Pitch Coaches Association. Johnson, a fifth-year senior, hit .362 with 11 homers and 25 RBIs. She led DePaul in almost all offensive categories. In the NBA, DePaul alum Max Strus, now a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers, saw his season recently come to an end. After beating the Orlando Magic in round 1, the Cavs fell to the Boston Celtics in 5 games. Strus, who just finished the first year of his new 4-year, $64 million deal, averaged a career high of 12 points, almost 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. He shot nearly 42% from the field and 35% from deep. For Chicago White Sox fans, Shinnick's Pub has long been a staple before and after games. But how has business been since the team entered a rebuild? I spoke with Jenna Duddleston, a former DePaul student whose family has owned the bar since 1938.
Shinnick's Pub, a Chicago staple and family-owned bar since 1938, has long been a place for Chicago White Sox fans to congregate before and after games, drink some beer, eat some food, play some darts, and have fun. But with the team's recent struggles, business has started to slow down.
Located off the corner of South Union Street and 38th, Shinnick's Pub has long been a home for White Sox fans on game day. The bar is even recommended on their neighborhood eateries on the team's website. Jenna Duddleston is a bartender at Shinnick's and a DePaul grad. She's also the host of a sports interview program called Bar Talk with Jenna. Her family owns the pub, and she grew up there. Dating back to her great-grandparents, Jenna is the 4th generation of the family to work at the bar.
It was my great-grandparents, and then my grandfather purchased it from his dad. And then once my grandma passed away, it kind of went down to my mom and her 9 siblings. So they have had it in operation for the last 34 years. They've kind of been doing it.
Robert straightens this one out. Back it goes. See ya!
Growing up on the South Side, she's been a White Sox fan for as long as she can remember.
I love the team, like, as much as they pain me from time to time. They're my team. Like, I grew up hearing the fireworks my whole life. They are my college town team, you know, and I just love it. Like, the good guys wear black. They mean a lot to the neighborhood. I think also having it here, and part of, I think, what makes the White Sox is that, like, Southside gritty mentality, and that's part of the neighborhood's identity, and part of the Southside identity is it's very blue collar, hardworking, and so to have that aspect here is pretty cool.
But how did Shinnick's become a second home for White Sox fans? Well, it helps that it's located so close to the ballpark.
I don't really know how. I just think the ballpark being on 35th and Shields and we're on 38th and Union, I mean, it's the shadows. Like, we always say, like, take a roadie, take one road beer, you walk there, you have it, and you're good. So it's just kind of been a gathering place before games and after games, even during games, you know. So it's just kind of a part of that, like, you know, people have, like, college towns where you have your, like, college bar. Part of the South Side town is, like, you have your establishments that you go to that are for you know, the teams, and this is one of the places that we're really proud to, like, serve White Sox fans and the Southside community.
Sadly,
For Duddleston and Sox fans, the team is dead last in the division and has had the worst record in Major League Baseball for most of the season. The team's struggles date back to last year, leaving a lasting effect on Shinnick's.
It did affect business. I think it's very when you're succeeding, everyone, it's a ripple effect, okay? And when you're not, it's also a ripple effect. So when they are succeeding, the community succeeds, the city succeeds. When they don't, a lot of people don't succeed as well. So them not playing well last year, I mean, think about it. Who wants to spend money parking, getting a ticket, getting a beer, getting a hot dog? Why do you want to waste potentially over $100 on not a good product? So a lot of people just didn't go to games, which meant we didn't get business.
The White Sox struggles seemed to appear overnight. In 2020, the season was shortened to 60 games due to the pandemic, and the playoffs were expanded. As a result, the Sox were able to sneak in, making it to the postseason for the first time since 2008, but lost in the first round to Oakland. The following year, their young but talented core came into its own and won the division. However, they lost to the Astros in the ALDS. Despite that, the team's young players led by Luis Robert, Tim Anderson, and Lucas Giolito were living up to the hype. In 2022, the White Sox were expected to take the next step, but collapsed due to injuries and inconsistencies. Last year, they quickly fell out of playoff contention, and the front office started a fire sale, shipping out Giolito, Lance Lynn, Joe Kelly, Kendall Graveman, Jake Berger, and Ronaldo Lopez. After the season ended, they lost Anderson, Yasmani Grandal, and Liam Hendricks to free agency while trading away ace Dylan Cease. The team's lack of success and consequent fire sale led to some fans becoming frustrated with the organization and no longer showing up to the games. As a result, bars on the south side, including Shinnick's, started to be affected.
We still have like some good days, like firework nights, opening day. Certain days are going to be better than others. But for the most part, again, when you have a bad product, it's a ripple effect of just bad all around. People don't want to go out and support a team when they're not doing as well. And I know people will say, you're supposed to be with your team ride or die. And it's yeah, but my time is valuable. And if I'm spending my time to go and watch something or give you anything, I want something good in return. And there just hasn't been a good product. And again, it's just affected, I think, it's definitely affected us, but I think it's affected a lot more than just us too.
In the meantime, Shinnick's Pub has been focused on what they can control, taking care of their regulars and whoever else walks through their doors, making sure that they enjoy themselves. As the White Sox continue to disappoint on the field, Duddleston wants to make sure that people aren't ignoring the community bars.
Ma and pa shops are really hard to keep open today with just the way that they're set up. They're not set up to succeed. So I just think it's really important, if you still want these establishments to be around, you have to go and support your local ma and shop place, because they need your business more than you realize, and they take care of you when you come in. So I think you need to remember to take care of them.
Shinnick's Pub, truly a Chicago institution. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Max Raymond.
And that's sports. Back to you, Hannah.
Thanks, Max. Coming up, it's that time of year. Commencement at DePaul, details when we return.
Matchsticks, matchbox, matching tie to matching socks. You don't know why, but you're really special to match point, match game. You and I are not the same, but I can tell that you're really special to me. There's something I can give to make you laugh, to help you live. We're the perfect match, and you're really special to me. We're the perfect match, and you're really special to me.
Commencement season is now here at DePaul. The law school leads things off on May 18th with their graduation ceremony. All the other DePaul colleges will have their commencements on June 15th and 16th at the Wintrust Arena. Congratulations to all the 2024 graduates. And that's all for this week's edition of Good Day DePaul. You can keep up with us by visiting our Vimeo channel at Good Day DePaul or by going to goodday.depaul.edu. And be sure to check us out on Facebook. And if you have any news tips, message us through the Good Day DePaul social media channels. Thanks for watching. I'm Hannah Lopez. Have a good day, DePaul.